trying to get John King out of there.
The greatest football player in the world today, baby. Look at him, Jim Neidhart. Tell him, baby. Woo!
Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Well, listen, Ron Cheap Shot Mikhailovic, you're a bush leaguer, you're an NFL reject, you're a minor league sandlot player. Listen to me, my dreams have finally been answered because now I'm going to get a chance to show everyone out there just what kind of a stud I am. There's no upcoming match, baby. We're going to wear the helmets, the shoulder pads, the knee pads, the hip pads, the elbow pads, and we're going to get down and line up on each other, one-on-one, nose-on-nose, with a big line going across the ring. And the winner of the match will be decided upon who is left standing up. Wait a minute! So let me tell you something out there, all you chumps out there, you fans coming to see this match, you better bring a big lunch. A big lunch. Because, baby, I've been in the field 6 to 8 hours at 100-degree temperature and a few minutes with a Bush League player like Ron Cheap Shot Mikhailovic is going to be a piece of cake for the Anvil, baby.
It's going to be like a Texas tornado death match when you go until one of you can't continue, and that's exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah, that's it, huh, Jimmy?
Yeah.
One of us can't continue.
I think you like Mikhailovic, don't you, Russell? You are prejudiced. He is prejudiced, aren't you?
He's always trying to protect that chump. He's so great. You're so cute. You're always trying to protect that Bush League Memphis showboat.
This won't be the first time that you guys...
They're nothing. They're minor league.
We got a little tape that has to do with when you guys met before. Now, this will not be the first...
No tape. You can't run no tape out here of a match like that.
You watch it.
You can't run no tape. You can't run a tape out here,
Watch Championship Wrestling Day, so we're going to show it to them again right now.
You ain't running that tape, man.
Not that tape. Why, Chief Johnson?
Well, you're going to... Well, I'll tell you one thing, Dave. That him out here calling Ron a cheap shot. You saw that cheap shot he took with that helmet in there after he got put down on it. I'll tell you one thing. He has not seen the last of Mr. Ron Mikhailovic of the Memphis Showboat. And here comes the big guy out here right now. Hey, Ron, good to have you here. And we were just talking to Dave about him calling you a cheap shot. I saw that cheap shot he hit you with that helmet, but you're going to have one on when you guys meet next time.
Not only is it a cheap shot and a big mouth, just keeps running it. I've been playing professional football now for 11 years. I played the NFL, I'm proud of it. I played in the USFL, I'm proud of it. I'm especially proud to be playing here in Memphis. I tell you, I might not be the best wrestler in the world, but I guarantee you I'm a heck of a lot better football player than this clown will ever think to be. And another thing, he's talking about bringing his lunch and make sure everybody does. I hope he brings his because I'm going to eat it.
Okay, Ron, listen, you understand now that when the line's drawn in the middle of the ring, you guys face off one-on-one. It goes until one of you can't continue. And that means there's going to be no time limit, no bells or anything like that. You'll have 10 seconds to get back to the line of scrimmage. When you start knocking heads, it goes till somebody doesn't get back up.
Well, the way I figure is this. I played for 11 years, and I've been checking out Neidhart. I don't think he played for 11 minutes. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to knock this guy out.
Okay, Ron, good luck.
And I just can't wait.
By golly, we're looking forward to seeing you. Thanks a lot. Ron Mikhailovic, and I'll tell you, he's quite a guy himself. What a contest that's going to be. We'll take time out. Be back with another contest of ours. Okay, we're back, and by golly, something I want you to see is a piece of a match that took place, and this is not the first meeting either, but you'll see exactly the kind of intensity between Poffomania and the Rock and Roll Express. Let's take a look at this. Savage going after him. Lifts him up, but Rick, whoa, backflipped him over on the table. Savage slammed down as Rick Morton backflipped him out of the pile driver. Well, there it is. You saw it in the ring. Yeah, I saw it.
There's really trouble now, Lance Russell.
Yeah.
They're in the danger zone, just like you are. Everything that I had against Jerry the Queen Lawler is nothing now. No, it's nothing. It's nothing. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson are in the danger zone. You know why? Because they touched 6033, the Italian legend. And nobody does that. Nobody does that.
Who was in the ring first?
Nobody does that.
Okay, Randy, just take it easy.
I get a big message, man. Mafia style, yeah. The Italian legend 6033 will never be touched again. Not by the Rock and Roll Express, not by anybody. And when we get out of the ring and smash those two guys right there, I got something very, very important to say. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I hear what you're
Don't make any mistakes, Lance Russell, because I want to see you live a long life. Not like the Rock and Roll Express.
You got a match up
Understand
there.
that?
Randy Savage, that's Sir Lanny in the ring right now. If we can get Savage up in the ring instead of out here trying to give us a heart attack. And we're ready for the introductions, Dave.
This is going to be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit. Total weight of 431 pounds. Over on the right of the screen, introducing from Memphis, Tennessee, Ken Raper and Jim Jameson. Going against them at a total weight of 471 pounds. From St. John's, New Brunswick, Canada, Sir Lanny Poffo. And from Sarasota, Florida, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun is the referee, trying to get Savage down off the top rope.
High steel, man. That's Savage. He can run up. It reminds me of Dundee, the way he used to be able to jump. Whoa, right off the rope on top of Jameson. And we've still got the trunk of Sir Lanny's in the ring. He's pushing it out now. And Jameson being mauled immediately by the Macho Man up in the air. He's hanging him for a suplex as he bounced him down.
Powerful suplex by Savage. He held him up there for 5-10 seconds before he finally just took him straight back on the mats.
Sir Lanny going at it now. This guy will show you moves like you have not only have never seen, but you've never dreamed of. He can really get around that ring. A couple of big, tough athletes in Poffo-mania. And, of course, Angelo Poffo at ringside. Obviously, nobody is.
He is an instrument of torture. Lance, I have a very important point to make. It might be a simile or a metaphor, but I think you'll get the message, and you can relate it to the people. Listen carefully. Poffo-mania has something in common with a degenerative disease called AIDS. In both cases, we are turning fruits into vegetables. Now, the Rock and Roll Express, because you have chosen to seek power by riding the back of the tiger, in other words, jumping on 6033, then you must pay the price, as Elvis Presley has paid the price, as Marvin Gaye has paid the price, as Janis Joplin has paid the price. All became extinct through their own undoing, and that is what Rock and Roll Express must endure. I am telling you as a threat. I throw poems of love, but in the ring right now is a declaration of war. Poffo-mania shall bury the Rock and Roll Express. Read what it says. Rock and Roll
Express is dead. Boy, I tell you, they got a warped sense of looking at things as Lanny does his little hot dog move to get back into the ring. Randy Savage hanging one end. Lanny
It took a lot of time and patience to make that banner, and it's symbolic, isn't it? It's symbolic of something that's really great.
Look at here, the Rock and Roll Express hit the ring. They go after Savage and Lanny Poffo. They don't look very dead to me, Dave. They're banging pretty good.
Very much alive as they hit that ring and destroyed the banner that Randy and Lanny were holding up.
Savage out on the floor. Whoa, look out.
Yeah, Rick Morton with a move of his own as he dived through the ropes after Savage on the floor.
Robert Gibson comes out, nails Lanny Poffo, while Rick Morton and Randy Savage are down. Referee Jerry Calhoun trying to get them separated. And a Rock and Roll Express. They not only destroyed the banner, but they did a pretty good job on Poffo Mania.
Confetti, baby. The party's over. If you don't want 6033 Hart, brother, take me back in the dressing room because it interferes in our matches. And nobody is going to do that again. We've been pushed around, dogged around, but no more. Rock and roll is here to stay. And Randy Savage, we'll drive you down the wall, brother. Come on and get on us. Anytime. We can sell it right now, brother.
Well, I don't think Savage, a crazy full leap right over that desk on Morton. Lanny's back out. The referee, Angelo, coming out. Savage came firing in the studio, cleared that table right on top of Morton. Angelo's got a chair picked up there. Here comes Eddie Marlin, I hope so. As Gibson and Lanny Poffo are going at it, Rick Morton and Randy Savage. And Eddie finally getting things quieted down. He's telling the Rock and Roll, you're not above being suspended either. I can understand their irritation because it was Angelo who in that match we showed you the clip of jumped up there. Thank you, Eddie. He hit him on the head first with a boot, and then when they got to them, Randy and Lanny took total exception that their daddy was abused after the way he had beat them around. Woof. Tell you what, let's just take time out and get out of here before any more of it gets underway. We'll be back in just a second. Yeah, now that was the Lawler Bundy match, and of course everybody saw Rick Rude interfered in that, and ultimately probably cost Jerry $4,000 more. Right. Yeah, and but that wasn't all with it. Jerry Lawler had a little return. Let's take a look. Wildfire making a move on the Southern champ. Rich going for a sleeper. Slams Rich into the turnbuckles, drove him back in there. Down goes Rude. Rich following right up. Side headlock. Punch hits the referee, knocks him down. Oh, poor Jerry Calhoun. Hart jumps in. Tojo jumps in. Tojo slams Hart, who had a chain. Angel slips in, grabs a chain. She's giving it to Rude while the referee is down and Rich is down. Tojo chasing Hart out. Here comes Lawler. Lawler slams Angel and Rude's head together. Lawler's got the chain now. He low bridges, slams Rude down. Tommy covers him. We may have a new double champ. That's it. 11:46. Tommy Rich wins the Southern Heavyweight title. Yeah, that was the way it went, and so that just gave you kind of a sample of the atmosphere. Wild and woolly Monday night.
Take a look at what happened.
I saw exactly what happened. I saw what happened in both matches. I might point that out.
Let me tell you something, lads. I'm sick of your biased opinion, too. And I'm sick of all these biased opinions. I didn't step in the ring on Jerry Lawler. I'm allowed in that arena, and I could cheer on my buddy, King Kong Bundy, anytime I want. But Jerry Lawler, he's been sticking his fingers in people's pies around here too long. And he put the screws to me a little too hard in Memphis, Tennessee, lads, because he costed me something that meant an awful lot to me, the Southern Heavyweight title. And not only that, but that filthy pig had the nerve. Did you see what he did to Angel? Did you see that? This woman isn't a wrestler. This woman isn't a wrestler. She didn't sign her name on the contract. I did. Well, let me tell you something else. Let me tell you something, Lawler. We got the strap match Monday, baby. We got the strap match. And anybody who thinks that you stand a chance is stupider than your... Shut up! Lawler, I'm going to beat you down till you can't move anymore. But I'm not going to strap you, pig. I'm going to let this woman strap you. She's going to make the biggest fool out of you.
Well, now listen. You all have got a lash match coming up in there, and it's 10 lashes to the loser. But stipulations are that if Rick Rude wins it, he has the privilege. He's already
Rick Rude is going to win it. There is no if, lads.
You can lash him. You can give him part. Let Angel take part of him on there. But if Lawler wins it, he can take all of them on Rude, or he can split it up.
Lawler is not going to win that match. Lawler is not going to walk out of that ring. Let me tell you something. This whole Memphis area has been saturated with this pig too long. You can't turn the TV on without seeing this pig on a commercial, or without seeing this pig playing some silly drums. And this pig has a way of worming his way into every match in Memphis. And I'm going to put an end to it, Lawler, because I'm going to break every bone in your body. And you shut up, boy.
You know, let me tell you something. Before we signed this contract, we knew what we were getting into, because I've been in that tight match before, and I've had the blood run down my back before, and you know that. And just to think about Lawler having to be able to lay that strap across this woman's back for 5 licks, there's no way she could take that. I had to sleep on my stomach for a week and a half, baby. The scars are still on my back now. But let me tell you something, Lawler. We know what we're stepping into, and I promise you this. Jimmy Hart and Rick Rude have something up their sleeve for you, pal, because there is no way that she can live through a beating if she had the chance of doing it. That's right,
Jerry Lawler. I'm going to wrap this strap around your neck. I'm going to choke the life out of you. And then I'm going to let this woman whip you within an inch of your life.
I just hope you know what you're doing.
We're ready,
Rick Rude is more than a little upset with the outcome of...
I'm going to get that belt back. I don't care what you people think.
He's got that match. Hey, well, instead of just talking about that, let me tell you about all the action that's coming up down at the Coliseum. We had a very red-hot, irate Rick Rude out here.
That's the way I like him, Lance. I like him real upset. I like him real mad and real angry, you see. And he looked real mad and he looked real angry today, but I can guarantee you he was not nearly as mad and angry as he was when I cost him that title down there. Now, he is no longer the Southern Heavyweight Champion. Right. So what this boils down to, Rude, is this is just you and I, brother. This is the match that I've been waiting for, trying to get for many, many weeks. Just me and you in a single match no titles involved, nothing else to worry about, just to see who the better man is. You've been running your mouth for a long time, Rude, telling all these people how big and how bad, how mean and how tough you are, and how much you wanted me. But every time I got a chance to get you, it was only in a tag match, Lance. And every chance he got, he was out on the apron. He didn't want to get in the ring with me, but Monday night, brother, you're going to have to. And we got an interesting stipulation. Because, you see, I don't think they explained it as well as it could be explained a while ago. Whoever loses that match, when the referee counts 1, 2, 3, or it doesn't, you know, it doesn't really matter how it ends. I mean, it doesn't matter if you get disqualified. Right. Whoever loses that match, brother, they're going to take a pair of handcuffs, Lance, and they're going to put them on the wrist, and they're going to chain you to that ring post with your back exposed, and then the winner gets to take that leather strap and give you 10 lashes right down the back, brother. And just like Jimmy Hart said, I've had that stinking skinny little wimp handcuffed to that post before, and I strapped him till the blood ran down his back, and Rude, you're not going to be any different. The only thing that is going to be different is this. I'm only going to give you 5, Rude. And the other 5 I'm going to save for that little, well, I'm going to save for Angel, Rude. Oh. And I don't know what she's going to wear down there, but the stipulation says an exposed back, so I don't know what they're going to have to take off, but they're going to take something off, brother. And when they tie her hands to that post, let me tell you something, Angel. It's going to be a very enjoyable experience for me to strap that pretty little back of yours, and I'm going to show you that around this wrestling ring is no place for a woman. And Rick Rude, I'm going to see how much of a man you are when you have to stand there and watch your valet get the beating of her life, because that's what's coming Monday night, brother. That's what's coming.
Okay, Jerry, it'll be interesting to see. We're looking forward to see that. That's Monday night. Get your tickets today or all day on Monday. We'll see you down there with a big 10 matches on some kind of a night of action at the Coliseum. Back here in just a moment. Wildfire had some comments to make about that match coming up.
Well, I'd like to say we did it again. I'd like to thank, all the people, white, black, pink, purple, polka dot green. I'm just so excited, Never in Tommy Rich's professional wrestling career have I ever held, 2 titles, especially the Southern Heavyweight title and the International Championship. And I'd just like to thank all the people there in Memphis, Tennessee, the pretty young ladies and all the rest of the wrestling fans for getting behind Tommy Rich, because without y'all, I wouldn't be Tommy Wildfire Rich. Y'all made me know I was still alive and kicking, and we come to Memphis last week and we won the Southern Heavyweight title off of Rick Rude. Well, this week, King Kong Bundy, he's calling Tommy Rich a loser. At one time, Bundy, I thought Tommy Rich was a loser because I come back home, I was wrestling in tags, I was scared to try to wrestle somebody in a single. But, Bundy, you signed a contract and I signed it. Monday night in Memphis, it's going to be all the people and me against you right there in Memphis, Tennessee. And, Bundy, I can think of a lot of stories. David and Goliath, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Saying you calling me a loser. Don't ever overlook Tommy Rich, because just like I said, them people right there in Memphis made me know that Wildfire's still on fire. And Monday night in Memphis, Bundy, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. I remember back when I played football, there was a great big tackle that coach used to line me up against, and he whooped my tail a bunch of times. He out-blocked me, rubbed my nose in the dirt. But my coach, he kept putting me against that guy, and finally I got where I could block the big dude. I blocked him, I knocked him out of the way, I opened the holes up. So, Bundy, I know it's not football, but what I'm telling you is I've wrestled big men, I've blocked big men, so I'm coming to Memphis, Tennessee. You're coming after the Southern Heavyweight title. You called me a loser. I've got everything to lose, and you've got everything to gain. So be ready, because I'm not going to lose in Memphis Monday night.
Well, fortunately, Tommy's been there before, but I got to tell you, he's never been against a guy as big as King Kong Bundy, 460 pounds.
Look at Tommy Rich, all dressed up with no place to go, baby. The blemish from the record is gone, Lawler. The blemish is gone, right, Bundy?
That's right, Lawler. You have blemish on my record. I came to Memphis, Tennessee, and I took care of it. And where are you at now, Lawler? Let me tell you, you're nowhere. And the king, the great king of Memphis, has never been so humiliated and so ashamed in his life. You didn't get a 3 count, Lawler. I held you down for a 5 count. When was the last time you were held down for 5? Probably never. Lawler, stay out of my way. And now Tommy Rich, the Southern heavyweight title. Well, it's about time the people had a champion that the kids can look up to. A Southern heavyweight champion that's a real man, and that's King Kong Bundy. Rich, I'm going to crush you like a bug. I chased the Road Warriors out of Atlanta. I chased you, and now I'm going to take the Southern heavyweight title. Right, Jimmy?
That's right. You know, we got another handicap match. You know what, Eddie Marlin, we begged him. We said, bring 10 people out, bring 15. He couldn't even get anybody out of the dressing room to come out except these 2 little pubes. Let me tell you, this is the greatest wrestler today. Let me tell you something, pal. You know, Tommy Rich has to have help for everything he does. He's talking about, the championships. Let me tell you what, baby. I am sick and tired of outside interference. The only reason he's got that Southern belt was because of Jerry Lawler interfering. Did Eddie Marlin find him? No. He had the international belt. Why? Because of JoJo interfered. Well, let me tell you something, Bundy. I promise you this. The Kane and Jimmy Hart will be at ringside, pal, and nobody will interfere in your match. I'll promise you that, big man.
And look at the new Southern heavyweight champion. When I'm the champion, nobody's going to challenge for that belt. They're all going to be just like you, Rich. They're going to be afraid.
Boy, he is big.
The greatest. Let's go. Let's do a little work on these kids in here,
King
baby.
Kong Bundy, Tommy Rich, and you'll see it all happen Monday night. Okay, let's go. Just like seeing the building come falling right now. So Randy Johnson got pinned, and King Kong Bundy came out the victor in that particular handicap match with Randy and David. What was that time?
2:03.
2:03. Okay, more action. We have got Rick Morton, Robert Gibson, and the Nightmares facing each other. We'll have that coming up in just a moment. That's what that is. But that music was for Rick Morton and Robert Gibson. They're in the ring, and we're ready to go. Oh, Jimmy. Boy.
We don't need the music, baby. We don't need the music because Jimmy Hart, baby, has re-signed once again the Nightmares, baby. The Nightmares, the greatest team that was ever in the first family of professional wrestling at one time, baby. They held the Southern belts for 6, 7, 8 months before they went to the European tour. Let me tell you something, Rock and Roll Express. We don't need the music. We got the Nightmares and Jimmy Hart. You kids better shut up saying whelp. Somebody's going to get hurt.
Well,
baby, we're going for the Southern heavyweight belts. We're going to beat these guys today, and that's going to put us in line for the championships. You watch this, pal. You watch it. The Nightmares are back, baby.
Jimmy Hart and the Nightmares. Well, we've always said, Dave, that never has any team beaten the Nightmares with ease. They've lost some, but boy, I'll tell you, they scrap.
It's going to be a match to the expiration of time. Introducing at total weight of 422 pounds from parts unknown with their manager Jimmy Hart from the first family, the Nightmares, and going against them at a total of 437 pounds from Nashville, Tennessee, Rick Morton. From Pensacola, Florida, Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express. Match to the expiration of time. Jerry Calhoun, the referee, trying to get them sorted out so we can get this one going.
Rick will be starting. Nightmare number 1 will be starting. And here we go. Jimmy Hart at ringside.
Nightmare number 1. You know, the Nightmares, neither of them very tall, but they make up in what they don't have in height. For speed, agility, and tactics.
Yeah, it's an interesting pairing here because Rick and Robert, very fast team, and they're going against a team that's just as fast as they are.
Did you tell the people how cute Rick and Robert look with the little spandex pants, huh?
No, I'm sure you probably wanted to do that, Jimmy. Any chance of getting you to go over and sit down and let us do the broadcast?
How much money do you have? Huh? For money, I'll do anything, baby. For money, I'll do anything.
Yeah, I got that. Hey, I'm glad to hear it. Admitted it right here on Championship Wrestling. Boy, you heard it right from the mouth.
Robert Gibson with the body slam on a Nightmare. Boy, I love to watch the teamwork by Rock and Roll Express. That was a double team. Questionable legality, but wait a minute. I'm sure we're going to hear that right now.
Now, you tell me.
That wasn't a fist. It was a forearm. It looked like from here.
Russell! That was a
I'm
fist.
beginning to sound like you.
That was a fist, baby. See, that's why you wear glasses and I don't, Russell. I'm telling you, he threw a fist, man.
That was a drop kick that the Nightmare got hit with by Rick Morton. Here's Robert Gibson. Leaps over the top rope after the tag and goes to work on Nightmare number 2. Look at him tag in and out.
Hart's right about one thing. If they could manage a win over the Rock and Roll Express here today, it would certainly put them very prominently in that title picture.
Yeah. Definitely would give them a shot at that. Rick Morton backing Nightmare number 2 into the turnbuckle. Referee wants break. Rick Morton fires him across the way. Rick flying head scissors.
Call for a break. Call for a break. And what did he do? What did he do? Tell me.
He broke.
Oh, come on, Russell.
Yeah, after a fashion. Jimmy, you're not going to get any concessions out of us, not after all the headaches you've given us.
Over the years, you're right. He did break. He just threw him across the ring first. Rick Morton waiting as the Nightmares make a tag. This is Nightmare number 1. 2 minutes, 45 seconds into the action. Back in the corner, the Rock and Roll Express make the tag. Oh, the double upper arm.
Don't say it, Jimmy. It was a double team.
Double team.
I saw it. Okay.
Yeah. Robert Gibson, rolling arm lock, put the Nightmare down, tags Rick Morton.
Look at that.
Rock and Roll in control. And both the Nightmares now back to talk to manager Jimmy Hart on the apron. And Hart is explaining the finer points of wrestling. I think he probably told him if you brought a chain with you, use it.
That's my limit. From now on, baby, we'll get tough from now on. That's
Okay, we're looking for it, Jim. Boy, hasn't this Rock and Roll team improved since they first started together, Dave?
Boy, they sure have. They were good together when they first got together, but the teamwork, able to anticipate the other's moves, just really a fine team. Uh-oh. You got to anticipate stuff like that, too, when you're going against the Jimmy Hart team.
Now, let me say it, a double team.
Nice move, Jimmy.
Nightmare number 2. Coming up and down on the left arm. Robert Gibson. 4 minutes gone.
Almost had the tag, Dave, but he didn't get it.
Nightmare kept him away from the tag. Smart move by the Nightmare. Ooh, boy, he hooked that arm back, dropped Robert down to the mat. He got an arm broken that way as he snapped that arm, holding it up in the air.
I thought he was going to force the hammer to where he was going to roll and take him down, maybe go for a cover. Boy, he leaped back. Oh, look at this.
Missed drop kick by Robert as the Nightmare hung on, flipped him into the turnbuckles, and Robert hanging on the ropes. Rick Morton trying to get in to help him out, but referee sends him back. Tag made for the Nightmares.
That's just the way the tide can turn on you as that one little thing over here at the rope.
I think the little pep talk did some good, huh?
Well, the match isn't over, Jimmy. Just stay with it.
Tell me the Bear Bryant of professional wrestling, huh? Managing football players, everything, baby.
Tell you the Bear something.
The Nightmares have created a weakness as they've hurt Robert's left arm, and they are working on it. 5.5 minutes into the action, the Nightmares, after a turn, have, stand by. Robert Gibson trying to take control of the match back for the Rock and Roll Express. He rolls to the corner and tags Rick Morton. Boy, they needed that. Nightmare into the ropes. Another mistake. Second one in the match by Rock and Roll Express, and the Nightmares capitalize as Rick was in the air, missed that drop kick by a country mile.
Are you impressed, Timmy? Are you impressed?
Yeah, Jim.
Rick Morton slammed into the turnbuckle. What a Nightmare, ferocious. We're a little over 6 minutes into it.
You know, baby, like I said before, I'm going for youth in the family. No more old men. I hate old clothes, I hate old cars, and I hate old people, baby. Look at this. Youth, baby. Youth. That's the future in professional wrestling.
That's the charm of Jimmy Hart you just heard.
Rick Morton took a good swing at the Nightmare, but could not get past him to get to the corner. Oh. Double team. Upper arm by Nightmare number 2 as he drops again on Rick Morton and covers. 1, 2, a 2 count, 1 count away. The Nightmares were from a win.
Because he was picking his nose and looking at his watch. He hates the family. Calhoun is I cannot win a match with Calhoun refereeing.
Good legitimate count, 1, 2, and that's where it was broken. Give the man credit for doing that.
Back on the ropes. The Nightmare. Rick Morton. Rick reversed. He was put into the rope. Down to the mat goes the Nightmare. He tried to put him down with a sunset flip. He did get him down, but could not hold him for the 3 count.
Oh, this has been a great match. We knew it was going to be, and I'll tell you, it goes on. Look at these guys trading the lick.
7.5 minutes into it, and we have had action for the entire 7.5 minutes.
I think we're giving the Rock and Roll Express all they want, huh, baby?
They certainly know they're in a match. We're 8 minutes into it, and it has been back and forth all the way.
Bring on the Southern champions, baby. Beautiful.
Jimmy, it's not over yet. Rick, it may be now, though. Rick Morton really decked hard. Nightmare following it up with a knee. 2!
Oh, a 2 count. He was close. Rick to the corner. Here comes Robert. Robert Gibson getting after the Nightmares. He's got one back in the corner. Rick Morton's got the other one. Everybody in the ring. 2 in one corner, 2 in another. Look out, the Nightmare knees Robert in the back from across the way. Now the Nightmares. Oh!
Rosito.
Little sudden turn of the leg. Look out. Savage and Popo in the ring.
Interference. We had the match won. We had the match won. They should be fined $1,000 for interfering on our match. Interference. We had the match won, Russell. Russell, we had the match won. I can't believe this. I cannot believe they interfered in my match. We had the match won. The Nightmares won it, man. They should be fined $1,000. I'm tired of interference. I'm tired of interference, Russell.
Okay, you go protest it and tell Popomania about it.
Savage, out of the ring. Robert Gibson nailed Randy Savage in the back. Now Lanny Popo. Savage headed out of here. There goes Angelo, and followed by Lanny, and Rock and Roll Express still standing. Hands in the air. Yeah, they get the win in the match. The disqualification is going to go against Jimmy Hart and his first family. And, you know, this may be one of the few times you'll ever hear me say that, but Jimmy Hart does have a legitimate complaint there as the Popos, Popomania jumped in the ring and cost his team a shot at the win. I don't agree that they necessarily had the match
They didn't have them beat, no, but they certainly were giving them a whale of a go in there. And there's a case where the interference with him jumping on Rick and Robert was elected to say that the winners by disqualification were Rick and Robert because they were the object of that outside interference.
They were the ones who were attacked from outside, so they get the win.
Through no cause of Jimmy Hart's, but certainly is unfortunate. We had a whale of a match going in there. But boy, I'll tell you, this Popomania, they are some kind of double-aught goofy. Okay, the time on that day?
8 minutes, 46 seconds.
8:46, and what was a great match going until outside interference. We're going to take time out, check our time, and we're going to be back in just a moment. Ooh, we had body